I'm super excited because this is like the second week of summer for me, and it is the second day that I haven't had a million things to do, and I can just sit and kind of do whatever I want. And one of the things I really wanted to do was a little bit of crafting, and I'm, sort of new on my chalk couture journey, but that doesn't mean I'm not super excited. It just means I'm super busy, and I have been watching Facebook posts that have some super amazing projects that I'm like, oh, when I have a minute, I'm gonna try that. And here is the day that I finally have a minute. And so I'm gonna try some of the things that I've been watching other people create on Facebook with chalk paste. So I am using, right now I'm just squeezing the chalk that I'm gonna be using into my little chalk trays. And I'm using the singles, but chalk also comes in these big cans as well, but I'm just going to use the singles today. I'm using Guava and Bumblebee, Colonial Blue, and Ocean Mist. So getting that ready to go. Before you open one of the chalk paste singles, you want to kind of knead it a little bit. And then the last time, which was also the first time that I used my little singles, I cut the top right there, which was fine, except for when you use these, you can actually reuse them. So you roll them down and tape them up so that they, the air stays out of it. And I discovered that when I rolled it down, I rolled the color right up into the middle of it, so I can't really tell the color just by looking at it like I wish I could. So I decided that I would cut the bottom off instead of the top next time. And so here I am doing that. All right, so I'm cutting the bottom. I think I started to say what colors I'm using. Guava, Bumblebee, Colonial Blue, and this beautiful, this color is just like spectacular, Ocean Mist. I love it. It's so pretty. All right, so those are the 4 colors that I'm gonna try today, and I'm telling you, this is an experiment, so hopefully it doesn't go completely sideways. All right, so what I'm using as my surface today is this little canvas board that I found at the Dollar Tree. So it was $1.25, and I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use it to do a little bit of watercolor on. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just wet my board. So as I'm wetting it, you can see that it's just getting a little bit of water in there because I want to use my chalk paste as watercolor. They say it can be done, so we're gonna try it. All right, so I'm gonna squeeze a little water into my paste, and I'm gonna start, what I wanna do with this board, let me get my brush wet as well. I want it really like loose and really like light and watery and airy. So I don't want like 100% like coverage. I just want it to be a little bit transparent, and so that it looks, just kind of dreamy, I guess. That's what I'm looking for. So I have 4 colors. So as I go, I'm going to just sort of kind of eyeball where the 4th of my paper or my canvas will be, and just kind of like go down like that. And my idea is that I'm sort of wanting this to look like sunset at the beach. So I don't know about you, but one of my happiest happy places, I have, a lot, but one of my happiest happy places is the ocean. I could sit on the beach for like 3 weeks straight, as long as I had a book to read and, like an ice cold water bottle with me. I could sit there for 3 years, maybe even 3 years instead of 3 weeks. I don't know, but I could sit there forever because I love it. And so that's what I kind of want this to make me feel like. I want it to make me feel like I'm at the beach. So as I get to those colors, I'm just gonna kind of blend them together with a little more water. And I don't think you can see, but off to the side, I just have a little jar of water that I'm dipping my brush in, because again, I just want it to stay light and airy. I'm having a really hard time deciding right now if I should do the darker blue first or the lighter blue first, but I'm gonna go with the darker just because I feel like, you know, when the water runs up on the sand, like the waves come up on the sand, it gets like light right there. So I feel like that's how I want to make this feel. So I'm going down my canvas. So far, so good. Okay. You guys, this chalk couture thing is kind of dangerous for me because I want to do all the things. And I just want everything right now. And then, you know, I get like a stockpile of stuff that I ordered and no time to do it, which is sad because, you know, I'm a teacher, supposed to have summers off, but somehow I keep making my summers busy. Well, this summer anyway, it's been busy so far. All right. I got a little yellow in there, but I'm not mad about it because the beach kind of reflects, you know, the water sort of reflects the sky. So I'm okay with that. And now let's get my little, oh, this ocean mist. So pretty. I love it. All right. Just got to finish up my, my canvas here. And I don't know if it's stressing you out, but let me just tell you, I made myself a desk to work on my chalk couture stuff. And well, I mean, I didn't make the desk, but what I did with the desk that I'm using is when I was at the dollar store, I went over to the kitchen section and they have this contact paper for, you know, $1.25. And so I got some contact paper and just rolled it out over my desk. And that way I'm not going to be mad about anything that spills on it or anything that doesn't, you know, clean up easily. I think it will clean up easily. I think it's just going to wash right off. So I'm not worried about it, but that's why I'm not, because it's not my fancy desktop that I'm painting on. So if that was bothering you, don't you worry. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Well, I'm not super thrilled about how that turned green, but if I would have thought that through a little bit, I probably should have let the yellow dry a little, because everyone knows yellow and blue makes green, right? So I'm going to take just a second and use my heat tool to dry my canvas and get that paint a little bit dry. Okay, so I went ahead and dried that off, and I kind of wiped down my fancy Dollar Tree contact paper desk, and everything's good. But while I'm waiting just another minute for that to get extra dry, I just wanted to show you how I seal up my chalk paste. So I've got it here in the little packet, and what I'm going to do is take just a baby wipe and use the baby wipe to kind of like close off that cut that I made. So I want to waste as little as possible and save it as long as I can so I can use it as many times as I can. I should be able to get, you know, 3 or 4 little projects done with this. So now that I have it all like moved away from that cut spot, I'm gonna roll it. You know how to do this because you do it with your toothpaste, right? Or is everyone else as cheap as I am? Got to get every last drop out of that toothpaste before I throw it away. So I roll it up, and then I grab my tape and I just tape it down, ready to use for next time. And like I said, I learned the last time that I needed to be able to see the color. So that's why I went from the bottom up instead of the top down like I did with this bumblebee. So this is the 3rd time I've used the bumblebee, just because a little bit goes a really long way. And so I can, you know, just squeeze out a tiny, tiny bit in my little tray. And then I can save all of this for later. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll up all of these because I don't want them to dry out. And then we're gonna get started with our transfer. Okay, so I've got everything all taped up, and I gave this a few extra minutes to get good and dry. And you can see how my little single packets are all taped up and ready to use for next time. So I'm gonna set those off to the side because all I'm gonna need next is my bright white, and I have that in a jar. So I have that right here. Let me get that ready. And the transfer that I want to use today is this one, and I love this for a bunch of reasons, and I'll tell you all of them why, but I'll tell you why in just a minute. But this is the transfer that is our June Club Couture exclusive. And while I peel that off of the backing, which I've already used a little bit of it, so I already have my back ready because I like to write the name of the transfer on the back and put my little signature heart down there so I know that it's mine. I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off because these transfers are reusable multiple times. As long as you take good care of them, you can use them and reuse them again and again and again. So that's what I am doing because I have already done this once before. So, I mean, not this project, but I used this transfer for a different project. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take just a minute to kind of line things up here and make sure I feel good about how it falls. And while I'm doing that, maybe this is a perfect time to tell you about Club Couture. So with Club Couture, I think it is so cool for people who want everything because it kind of gives you a little sneak peek, a little behind the scenes look into Chalk Couture. So for $19.99 a month, it's basically a little subscription craft box, and once a month you get an exclusive transfer, which that's what this one is. This is the June transfer, and that is the only way to get it is to be a member of Club Couture. And then every month for $19.95 you get the exclusive transfer. And not only do you get the transfer, but you also get the 3 little singles that have been hand chosen to go with the particular transfer for that month. And another cool thing about Club Couture is, besides the transfers, that really this is the only way to get them, so they're very exclusive, but besides that, you also get flat rate shipping on anything you decide to order from the website. So if you decide, you know what, I don't want just those little singles, I want to get some of these chalk jars or whatever, then you can get whatever you want from the website for a flat rate shipping of $5.99, I believe it is. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let me just take my bright white, and now that I've got my transfer all pressed down, I'm just going to start chalking up my bright white here. So I'm just going to do that while I go. And you probably noticed that I took a minute to make sure that my transfer was right where I wanted it. And then when it was there, I went a little crazy pressing it down, making sure there were no air bubbles. I just want to make sure that I have the best surface possible and the best adhesion possible. In some of my other videos, you might have noticed me using the fuzzing cloth to fuzz that, but on a canvas, because the canvas is sort of bumpy, we don't want to use the fuzzing cloth. We want it to be really sticky so that it'll stick nice and good to that canvas. So I'm just going through, and if you can butter bread, you can do chalk, because that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just spreading it over just like I would spread butter on my toast. So that's what I'm doing right now. So let me tell you why I love this. Okay, I already told you I'm a beach-aholic, and I wish I lived closer to the dogs heard someone outside. So of course they have to go completely insane. Anyway, I love the beach, but I also am a literature nerd. Those of you who know me know that. And so Ralph Waldo Emerson, an awesome writer that I have, you know, read some of his stuff. Oh, dogs. And I love this quote: live in the sunshine, swim the sea, drink the wild air. I think it's a beautiful sentiment, and it also fits me very well. Okay, so now I have everything all chalked, and I have gone ahead and kind of pulled off any excess. We don't want to leave, well, mostly I don't want to waste any chalk, and I can just put it right back here in my jar, get all the excess off. And now we're just about ready to pull off. But before I do that, before I peel it off, I'm gonna make sure that my fingers don't have any chalk on them. I am a messy crafter. I'm messy with pretty much everything I do, but I also like to clean it right up. So making sure I don't have any chalk on my fingers, because if I did and I touch my canvas, it will make it tricky to get that off later. All right, so peel and reveal. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love this. Wow, okay, so there it is. Completely finished. I will snap a picture when I get it up on my mantle where I'm gonna put it with all my beachy stuff. You saw how fast and easy that was. This is the June Club Couture transfer. If you want more information about this or any of the other amazing Chalk Couture products, I would love to chat with you about it. Thanks for watching today. Stay sunny.